Hey guys, I'm Rebecca. You have a chance to win this DJI FPV drone, the case, and 2 batteries. We're gonna choose one of the next 100,000 subscribers to be our lucky winner. So please subscribe, good luck, and happy FPV.
Welcome back to the Drone Camps channel, guys. Good luck on the giveaway. And welcome back, guys. If you're looking for a camera, we're gonna talk about the RunCam Thumb today. This is a $45 1080p 60 frames per second camera that you can strap to pretty much any FPV freestyle drone or tiny whoop, brushless, micro brushless. You could probably even put this on something like the Emax Tiny Hawk and get away with making videos. It also has polarizers available, which is super cool. It comes with this cool little mount stand here, and it doesn't have an internal battery. So unlike the Insta360 Go 2 here, this one has an internal battery, but this makes this a little bit heavier. Now, they reduced the weight on the thumb by removing the internal battery and giving you a 5-volt plug-in option. This is the little plug right here. It solders to one 5-volt tab and one ground tab, and you're off and running. It also has SD card support on board, which this one does not. So this one has the cradle here. You can charge it in the cradle, and this one can plug into the side with a micro USB cable, and you can offload your videos to your PC laptop or Mac laptop. So I think that we should give it a run today on a 5-inch, because you've probably seen it on something small. Everyone else has been flying them on something small, but I want you to see how it performs with something that has a whole bunch of power on board, and can it survive a 5-inch crash? That was the big question to me, because this is so lightweight. I thought that this might be in pieces. Now, if it hits the concrete, any of these cameras hit the concrete, they will crash. I've already broke 2 of these, and now I'm coming up onto my third Hero 10. So the bigger they are, the harder they fall. True, but the more mass you have, the harder they hit too. So 38 reviews on this camera so far, and everyone loves it. It's a 5-star camera. And I'm happy that it is actually $49, but versus the Insta360 Go, which is $319.99. Yeah, this is quite a bit cheaper. And if you crash and break this one, it's going to be a lot less than trying to replace this guy. So $49. Let's see what it can do on the 5-inch versus something more expensive. And it's just going to give us more performance out of the quad. So I'm going to be able to do more faster, stronger, and not have that bottom out like I sometimes get when I'm coming around from a big loop. The weight of the Hero 10 makes me bottom out sometimes. It feels, like a rock headed toward the ground. So sometimes you just don't have the throttle to pull up, you bottom out and crash. So I'm not going to have that today. I'm going to try to keep it out of the trees, but I may have 1 or 2 tree crashes with this. We'll see if it survives today in this review. Here we go. All right, guys, welcome back from the flight test. That was a lot of fun. Run Cam Thumb is representing on the big quad. So like I said, you've probably never seen it tested on a 5-inch before yet in any reviewer's review. But today I wanted to do that for you guys. And on the scale, it's 10 grams. So they win the weight contest as well. So in comparison to the Insta360 Go 2, we've got 27 grams on that one. The Hero 10 is weighing in at a whopping 121 grams with the battery on there, and the Insta360 One RS with the 1-inch sensor on there mod is 157 grams, so quite a bit bigger in comparison to our little Run Cam Thumb friend. So I'm liking that at 10 grams. So let's take a little closer look at the camera itself. It does have an LED push button, power button on the front here that you can press, long press it and it will start the video, short press it. If you see it blinking, it is recording video. It also has a polarizer lens, which I can take on and off right here. It's also protecting that original lens if you do have a crash. Now, speaking of crashes, I did crash this one into the trees and it didn't even get knocked off the quad. I may have been lucky, but I was really worried about the durability of something like this, so small, 10 grams on top of a 5-inch race quad. So durability, it might not be the most durable thing to put on a 5-inch race quad, but then again, any camera on top of a 5-inch race quad going into the concrete or the trees always has a chance of breaking, am I right? So it also comes with a little adjustable tilt mount, which I really like. It kind of snaps in there and it faces outward like this. And it seems to be pretty snug, but what I did was I took a little zip tie and just zipped around it, just so that if I did go through the trees, it wouldn't come off the mount if it did get separated from the quad. So there's also a couple ways you can mount this to any quad. You have some little rubber two-sided sticky tape dampener there you can put underneath this, and that'll dampen some of the vibrations from the quad to the camera's video. So at 1080p at 60 frames per second, looking at the video itself, I feel like the colors could be a little more saturated. You can bump those up in your video editor if you want to, but it doesn't have the full color saturation and vivid video like the Insta360 Go 2 has. But then again, you know, quite a bit heavier for this camera. And I felt like the stabilization sometimes on the Go 2 is just not that stable. So it also records in video format MP4, which I like a lot. And it snaps back out of this just like that. It has SD card support. Unlike the Go 2, this does not. This has internal memory, and you're pretty much stuck to what you can get. So it has 128 gigabyte max input there for a micro SD card. I tested it out with the Gold Series SanDisk card, and that one's 64 gigabyte Extreme Plus, and it just slides into this little slot right here, and you're off and recording video. I didn't need to reformat this card or anything, and I've used this on several different types of cams. It also has a 5-volt and ground input right there, which is already on my quad. You can just solder it down to any 5-volt tab on your flight controller, and make sure you don't get this reverse polarized. I did that one time, and actually it didn't blow up the camera, which is really good news. I somehow got it plugged in upside down, and I had 5-volt on the ground side, so no problem there. It is likely that you're not going to kill yours by doing that as well. So I did make that mistake, but I was lucky, and I was still able to go out and get this review done for you. So the dimensions on this are 52 millimeters by 13 by 21, and it says on the website that the net weight is 9.8 grams. I measured it out to be 10 grams. So I think that's maybe a little more accurate testing there for weight. Now on the front, it does have this little push button right here, and I guess they call it a thumb because that's what you're going to use to start and stop the video. It has LEDs on here which light up red, which is super cool, and you can press that and start the video, press it to stop the video. You'll see it flashing when it's recording, but the USB input power too for a max, I have to mention that, is a 5-volt. So 5-volt max. Don't try to power it to your VBAT on a 4S battery or a 3S battery, you'll blow it up. Or even, you know, anything over 5 volts is going to blow it up. So think about that. We have 150-degree field of view on here. We have 60 frames per second, like I mentioned before. That's like one of my favorite things about it. But it also has a built-in gyro, which helps with some of the stabilization. So it does have some type of EIS in here, so it might eliminate some of the vibes from some of your smaller quads and even on the 5-inch quad. But I felt like the footage looked pretty good. Again, I felt like it was a little undersaturated, but again, I can bump that up in my video editor. But for $49, this is not bad. And right now it has 38 reviews on Banggood, so 5-star reviews are really, really, really good. So 38 reviews. It's been well tested by everybody, and a lot of the reviewers like it for what it is. Is it, at the end of the day, a go-to killer? I would say no, but it is an alternative for people who want to fly something on just about any FPV drone out there. So I will leave that up to you guys. You guys saw the footage today, and it's a very simple camera to get and hook up to any FPV drone out there. So if you've done any amount of soldering at all, this is not a problem. You can check it out in the link down below, guys. I appreciate you. And please do use my code when you're grabbing stuff and you click on my links. It's BG Davis 2021. That one's still active, even though it's 2022. Have a good day, guys, and I will see you on the next one. Take care.